Also, a quick note on the Koch brothers. We get a lot of emails every time we talk about the Koch brothers saying they are exercising their rights to support whoever and whatever they want. And also we hear that the Koch brothers are good people because they donate money to cancer treatment and cancer research centers, which is very, very respectable for sure. Except we are now finding out, Lewis, that David Koch may specifically be or have been responsible for preventing formaldehyde from being classified officially as a carcinogen. And you would say, well, why? What interest does David Koch have in that? Well, if you didn't know this, formaldehyde is one of the main products that one of the companies he's involved with produces. Did you hear about this, Lewis? I mean, this is despicable.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about this.
Last year, it was reported in the New Yorker by Jane Mayer that billionaire David Koch, whose company Georgia Pacific is one of the country's top producers of formaldehyde, was appointed to the NIH Cancer Board. Okay? This coincided with the NIH delaying a ruling on whether formaldehyde is going on the carcinogen list. That's suspicious in and of itself. Mm-hmm. The news was obviously not met favorably by environmental groups, and Greenpeace and the scientific community all put pressure on Koch to resign from the board. He did, okay? Yesterday, the NIH finally hands down a report saying, oh, you know what? Formaldehyde is a carcinogen. Yep, it absolutely is. There are worrisome quantities in plywood, particle board, mortuaries, hair salons. It's in styrene, which is used in boats and bathtubs, disposable foam, plastic cups and plates. Mm-hmm. It causes cancer.
Even some food products, well, at least they used to be used in some food products.
You're right. It was, and whether or not you believe that the amount is high or low enough to be concerned, the point is not whether, the point is not that. The point is it or not a carcinogen? And why does this suspicious timing with David Koch being on the board of the NIH, leaving the board, and then immediately the report that is done says, actually, yeah.
Yeah. There are no coincidences here.
This is not a coincidence. And an investigation by ProPublica found that Senators David Vitter, the guy who ordered prostitutes from the Senate floor, and James Inhofe, both Republicans, had used their power to add years of delay onto this report. The piece links Vitter to lobbying from Koch's Georgia Pacific Company, which has these plywood plants in Louisiana. We hear he's a good guy because he donates to cancer treatment. We need to still be thinking critically about what's going on. In this case, the cancer treatment donations may have been not
the only thing keeping him on the board.
That's right. They may have been a cover for delaying the formaldehyde ruling.
Of course.
It's pathetic. It is literally pathetic. The system is corrupt. It's sickening what is going on here. And if you're one of these people who says,
well, this is what the board has to say to themselves. They have to say, is it worth it to get keep getting millions of dollars of donation from this guy that can be put to good use? Or do we want this guy off so that we can declare formaldehyde a carcinogen?
I think it's clear what the answer is, because the reason he left is because of pressure from other groups. Mm-hmm. Greenpeace and other environmental and scientific groups. Remember, scientists are often Democrats, apparently because reality has a liberal bias. That was the reason for the resignation from everything I've read, not because the NIH said we don't want the money anymore.
Right.
Even more pathetic, even more embarrassing to me. And you would think, you would hope, that when it comes to people's lives and people's health, we're not going to be manipulated by politics. But the fact that we have the healthcare system we have, and that the will of the people, the fact that people want a single-payer healthcare system on the whole, people believe the government is responsible for providing a basic level of care, is not being reflected by our elected officials. We already knew that health and healthcare was not off the map for political manipulation. There's no question about it. This is no surprise. Just yet another piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. It's too bad. It's sad.
It is sad. Lewis, with a very poignant point there. It is a sad thing.
Well, you summed it up very nicely, David.
Make sure to join us on Facebook, facebook.com/David Pakman Show. Of course, the picture of me with Stephanie Miller over the weekend that is creating a lot of buzz on the internets. What else is on there, Lewis? Pictures with Alex Jones, discussion of the fake Twitter account that now is circulating of allegedly producer Lewis, even though it's not. It's a listener from somewhere. So facebook.com/David Pakman Show. Let's take a break. I want to talk about media coverage of Wienergate with Ilona Minkowski next, and still a lot more to talk about, including Tracy Morgan and his anti-gay rant, for lack of a better term.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.